I'm Michelle Grace, and thank you so much for being a part of today's show. It's a very special and unique opportunity that I have to be able to showcase a gentleman who is extremely well known for his contributions in the arena of black hair care and beauty. And for those of you that are not aware, the particular style that I have on camera right now with the beads and everything woven into my hair, that particular style is known as locks, L-O-C-S. In African textured hair, the hair is not straight, as many of you may or may not know. It is not Caucasian hair, which means it is not pencil thin. It is actually textured, and as it grows out, it begins to form its own patterns known as locks. I happen to love it. I wish that this technology was in place when I was a child. Many people, particularly white people, are not aware that black people suffered to get their hair straight. It had to be done chemically, and many of those experiences left our hair burned, left our scalps destroyed. We had massive hair loss to have straight hair. So there's a whole history behind the hair industry as it concerns people of African descent, not just in the United States, but all over the world. And I must tell you that in the last 30 years, things have begun to change radically, and I might say dramatically, and I might also say thank God, because young girls today do not have to deal with the real problems that come from applying lye and chemicals to our hair as African descent people so that it could look like Caucasian hair, which was very straight. God made it that way, just like he made our hair textured. So the gentleman I'm having on today, Thando Kafele, is known throughout the world as the King of Locs. He has been in the industry for well over 30 years, and he is considered an icon and one of the greatest in terms of our community, our side. He's considered a GOAT, which is the greatest of all time. So I'm going to introduce him to you, and then I'm going to very quickly flip over to the video that gives a lot more information on him. And then I'm going to begin the actual interview because he's got a remarkable first ever show that will be available to those who want to enhance their education level, to learn new techniques for young people, for cosmetologists, for braiders, for locticians. That whole billion-dollar industry now, I might add, viewers, $1 billion. So he's a person you need to know. I love this man. He is genuinely passionate about his expertise. He's passionate about the hair industry, and he's very passionate about locks, which I proudly have. So without further ado, let me get on to the show. Are you there, Thando?
I am here. Good morning.
Okay, good to see you this morning. You look just fabulous with your hair. Where do we want to begin about you? Tell me a little bit about yourself, and then we're going to flip over to the video.
My name is Thando Kafele, and I am a 30-year veteran in the natural hair industry. Who I say I am is contribution. What I do, one of the things that I do, is that I teach our people to love, honor, and respect the hair that God gave us in the form of locks. And we celebrate our natural hair, which is the strongest hair on the planet, the most versatile hair on the planet, and also the most misunderstood hair on the planet.
What a profound introduction. I must say that your comments were apropos. Our hair, African descent people, who have that very particular texturized hair that does amazing things when you leave it alone. It's just it's profound. At my age, I have remained enamored with hair that grows with very little. All the things we did when we were young, and pressing and using heat and using chemicals and dry, unpleasant looking hair, because it was so important for us to adopt the Western mindset and culture of what constitutes hair beauty. So I'm going to go to the video right now and let our viewers see what others have said about you. So hold on and let's go on to that video if we could right now.
Before the crown, there was a calling. Meet Thando Kafele, known around the world as the King of Locs. With over 30 years of mastery, Thando Kafele is the most awarded loctician in the world. In 1997, he competed in his first natural hair competition, winning first place in 12 out of 15 of them. His impact didn't stop at the stage. From locks and chops to then becoming a respected educator in residence at NYU, Thando is bringing lock artistry into academic and professional spaces in ways that has never been done before. He has taught masterclasses across the globe, training locticians, stylists and educators worldwide, setting standards, not trends. His hands have worked with celebrities. His methods have shaped generations. His work and his story have been featured on television, in major news outlets and in magazines around the world. From global stages to global screens, his influence is undeniable, and now his legacy expands once again. That's why the world's first virtual natural hair show is coming from him. And the best part? It's all online. Educators teach live, creators compete live, and the community votes in real time.
That was a remarkable video, Thando, about you and about your history and involvement in the beauty industry, which has changed, in my opinion, successfully. It has evolved into something that is really, really educational, inspirational, and I'm so just grateful that you are taking the lead on this, because for many years I participated early in my career as a biochemist in some of these shows, and I just felt that the need for education was so very, very great. There was a passion and a desire, but it was not cushioned with education and learning. So I was very disappointed on some of the shows I was involved in as an instructor on chemicals. I'm totally opposed, and I'm going to say that, and we can certainly talk about this as a part of the interview. But I was so opposed to the use of chemicals, including sodium hydroxide, known as lye, and what it did to our hair. It would burn our hair to the actual base of the skull for the concept or for the after effect of something that it was, quote, beautiful. And I just hated it because I feel that the hair is very much a part of the chemistry of the human body. And particularly, and I'm sure you can talk to more about it, and I encourage you to, particularly for those who have the textured hair. The hair acts as literally as a conduit for electricity. And so I'd like you to feel comfortable during this time we have. I know you have an event coming up in February, and I want you to tell our viewers how they can go and get the information that they need to register for this virtual event that will be shown throughout the world. And they need to be a part of it so that they can learn, so that they can share. and promote. And I do know that currently you are um, at New York University teaching as well the techniques, etc. So I'm going to give it over to you to talk about the upcoming event, to talk about the history, the culture, and I'll interject where I'm needed, but I just want you to have the freedom to say what you need to say. Is that fair?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Well, let's go with it.
So let me start by saying locks are a conduit to keep us culturally sane.
Huh. Culturally sane. Okay,
Yes,
tell me more.
it keeps us connected to our naturalness. Um, I believe that locks were the first hairstyle on the planet. And I also believe, if I was to prophesize, that locks will be the last hairstyle on the planet when we choose to wear our natural hair fearlessly.
So let's talk
Natural,
about that, if you don't mind, because many white people do not know. This is all new information, this whole thing. In fact, at one point, employers were terminating African American women and men because they were wearing their hair in its natural state. Would you speak more on this issue of it being the first natural hair?
I believe locks were the first hairstyle on the planet. I believe people wore their hair naturally and it locked. And I believe, again, if I was to prophesize, that locks will be the last hairstyle on the planet when we choose to wear healthy hair. Natural hair is not just about aesthetic, it's about health.
That's good. So when you say health, the fact that they do not respond well to chemicals,
They
synthetic
don't res-
chemicals.
they don't respond well to harsh chemicals.
Okay.
Everything has chemicals in it.
It, I couldn't agree with you more. So, what would you tell a woman today? Because I've even seen white women wear locks. I've seen white men wear locks, and I must say to you, because my academic training was biochemistry, I did not understand how they were able to grow their hair in that manner because of the tinsel. The hair is straight. So, have you observed that as well?
Yes, I believe that melanated people have what we call a coil, a cylinder shaping around the coil of our hair, and that is the thing that gives it the ability to lock.
A
Other
coil,
people,
a
other
circular
people,
coil.
that is correct. That's the way
Wow,
our hair grows.
in circles.
And I believe other people manipulate and force their hair to lock. But I don't care who locks their hair. I believe my philosophy is the whole world should have locks.
Okay, that would be very interesting because I do believe that in wearing locks, and I get comments all the time about my hair and how it grows. And I tell people all the time, it just does. It just does. You keep it conditioned. You don't have to go crazy, but it grows on its own. So, are there any other particularities? Do you find locks in Africa?
Locks are everywhere,
Oh my gosh.
and locks are everywhere, and everybody wants locks. Locks is, to me, the premier hairstyle that people desire. You see it more so in the workplace. You see it on the boardroom. You see it in the ballroom. You
Mm.
see it in sports. And it's just a phenomenon. 20, 30 years ago, um, a lot of people didn't choose locks. But now that we have techniques of grooming, aesthetic, there is an aesthetic around locks that people embrace. And
Can you tell me more?
I'm
What is
okay
this
with
aesthetic?
aesthetic is the parting and the grooming and the styling of locked hair,
Mm.
which gives people a more comfortable way of wearing locks. It makes it more easy to the eye and to the psyche.
That's interesting. That's very interesting. So, the person that chooses to wear locks as a do they wear them as a statement, or do they wear them because it's easier to take care of? What are your thoughts about this? Because things have really moved fast in the last 30 years.
It's a person by person conversation.
Okay.
Everybody wears locks for different reasons. Some could be spiritual, some could be aesthetic, some could be culture, and you would just have to ask the person. Me personally, I don't wear locks for aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
I used to in the past, and now I just want to have a freedom with my hair. There's nothing to do,
Oh
just to
my,
be.
yes. I thank you that there is nothing to do.
Just to be.
Just leave it alone.
Yes.
It literally, for me, it grows like I've got fertilizer on it. I mean, I at one point it was down to my waist, and I finally said, "This is ridiculous. What is causing this?" And it's because we do not try to control it. It just simply grows. And so it has been, I will tell you now, um, as a woman that for many years, and viewers understand this, I wore wigs. I wore all kinds of wigs. Wigs are expensive, by the way. And I wore wigs because they didn't require much maintenance. You can change your look at a blink. And whereas with regular hair, that required going to a hair salon every 2 weeks to get treatment to keep your hair looking European or straight. And I will tell you that is not the case with locks. But what would your thinking? What would you recommend to women that want to go this way, and men too, because it's a unisex environment. Men and women wear locks.
I would say take the responsibility for your reality.
Huh.
Locks is a commitment, and it will change your psyche. It will change the way you mirror yourself.
Mm.
When I look at myself with locks, I feel strong. I feel powerful. I feel sexy.
Mm.
I love my natural, kinky, coily, curly hair, and I stay in the pursuit of nappiness.
The pursuit of nappiness. Woo. That's powerful. That's a book. In pursuit of nappiness. But I've seen it so much in the Midwest where I am. It was slower to come. In New York and your West and East Coast, I began to see it in earnest really about 20 years ago. And more and more people, initially it was the more progressive element, but today, when you look at young people, uh, they don't want anything else but braids, natural, and locks. And I tell them enjoy the freedom because my hair experience growing up was not good at all. I experienced burns from using hot combs and then synthetics for relaxing your hair to make it straight, including seeing your hair being over processed and breaking off and you losing large chunks of hair. This is something I do not believe, and viewers hear me carefully. I do not believe that Caucasian women and men have experienced that part of their life being so bizarre and painful. It costs a lot for your hair to look beautiful. And yet we experience that. And many people, I might say, and you can speak on it, Thando, but many older women that have experienced such severe hair loss from this, that technology then. And many are still doing it today. They still do lie. Any kind, I mean, you have to debond the hair and break those coils so it'll go straight, which is the poor little coil. My God, that poor little cell. It's like, why are you doing this to me? I'm like, oh my goodness. Your
I
thoughts?
believe I believe that people are educated. Everybody has a smartphone. They can access information. And I don't want to police people on how they wear their hair and what that means to them. There are plenty of conscious people in the world who wear straight hair.
Mm-hmm.
Reverend Al Sharpton,
Mm-hmm.
Oprah Winfrey. And just because you wear straight hair, that doesn't mean you lack a conscious mind.
I agree.
And and just because you wear natural hair, that doesn't mean you have a conscious mind. So I want people to examine their choices and choose wisely. But whichever way they choose to wear their hair, I'm not going to police them. I want people to live freely and make choices over decisions,
I think that,
meaning
yeah,
meaning free will.
free will. I feel, I just will say to you that I never thought that I would be at a point of freedom, but I have arrived. And I can tell you that my 70s are so much better, more focused, clarity about what I am, who I am, what I do, why I do it, and living a life that stresses quality and peacefulness. I just don't, and my hair not having to get involved with that whole thing with hair has been very liberating. It has been. And I encourage older women, my generation, baby boomers, you already know, yes, you do, what we went through. And some of you still choose, and that's your choice. But if a woman wants to come into this natural hair, and she has been getting hair that has been manipulated synthetically, what would the steps be for her to make that transition, or him? I've seen some good-looking men, older men, sporting locks and in the various styles, and I'm telling you, hot. Yeah. So, what are your thoughts?
You have to have consultations with your hair care professional, whether it's your braider, your barber, or your loctician. You have to have consultations, meaning you will go and express your expectations. The stylist will be quiet and be honest and let you know, the consumer, if I could fulfill those expectations. The same way that you would have consultation with your doctor or your dentist or your mechanic or your spouse. These consultations and these conversations are the same vetting that you would have with your stylist. So there's no disappointments and no upsets. The thing about consultations is that they never end.
Mm.
Every time you visit your braider, your barber, your loctician, you're having a consultation. How's your hair doing? What's the occasion? What is the style request? As long as you keep the communication going, you will have a long lasting relationship with your stylist.
Is this something that you can teach yourself to do?
Well, I have an ebook.
Okay.
I have an ebook called The First Date.
The
A
first
master, the first date.
date.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a master class to consultations. And why it's called the first date? Because after the conversation, the consultation, it will decide whether we see each other again.
Oh, wow. And who makes that decision?
We both make it.
Mm.
The client decides whether they trust me if I could fulfill their expectations. They also decide whether this is somebody I want to spend my money with.
Hmm.
This is somebody I trust. This is somebody I want to spend time with. I also have the option, are you going to respect my professional choices? Are you bringing the right energy into the space?
Mm.
We both get a chance to vet each other.
Do you know you are the first person that has ever said that to me? I have never engaged in a consultation. Never. Um, when I first started, um, my daughter, who you love, and she loves you, and she's an original lock lady, and she told me basic things, but I never ever really had anybody to sit down with me and tell me that there are growth spurts and then there are other things and eating, how you need to clean up your eating and eat healthier, eat better. So I think you're bringing to the table some powerful things. Now, is this what motivated you to do this virtual event? Let's talk about. What was it? This mindset, this philosophy that took you into that place? Is that what happened?
Miss Graves, I got a lot of philosophies.
Okay, that's
I have a
fine.
lot of philosophies and I am extremely opinionated.
I don't
But
mind.
Afri- but African intelligence, the first ever virtual natural hair show, was a energy around AI.
Mm,
And AI is artificial intelligence. And I didn't feel that artificial didn't speak to anything around me.
mm-hmm.
And so we did a little shift and came up with African intelligence. And I said, Who doesn't want to be that? Everyone should desire to be African intelligent. So, African Intelligence is the first ever virtual natural hair show that
Unbelievable.
addresses two concerns: education and economy.
Talk more on that, please.
We need education. There is a lack of education in the beauty space,
Hmm.
in the hair space. And a lot of stylists are doing the mechanical every day,
Mm.
but they don't have a lot of access to information, to education, because a lot of the beauty spaces and the schools are not teaching what we need to know, especially from people of color and what we do and how we maintain and service our hair.
Mm.
So there is a day of education from 10 to 7 where
My
you will
goodness.
get education from barbers, locticians, cosmetologists, influencers, content creators, cultural speakers. There'll be a day of education, and you'll have a total of 30 educators, 25 to 30 for the day.
Mm.
You can't beat that
No, you cannot.
because you would in any other space, you would spend hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars to have access to those conversations. It addresses the economy because no one can afford the airfare, the hotel, the vendor spaces, food, child care, pet care. There's so many things that you have to factor when planning to go to a hair show.
Yeah.
Those things are no longer a distraction.
Right.
All you need is your phone, your laptop, and Wi Fi,
And you're there.
and you're there.
Unbelievable. Well, I am not a cosmetologist or hair person, but I have a great interest and boots on the ground experience with hair and what works and what doesn't. And I believe you are on cutting edge now because going to these shows is expensive. I mean, when I went and did I won't name their name, but it's the big show. And I went there to be a professor. And just the hotel in Atlanta, oh my God. Um, Getting to Atlanta, oh my God. The food and entertainment, your prep time. And I mean, I don't know how people can afford it, particularly today. I mean, a dozen eggs to set you back a couple of days' work. So I think this is incredibly innovative, and I expect tremendous response because everybody does math today. So, what made you think about this concept?
I want us to do better.
You want us to
I,
do better.
I want us to be better.
You want us to
I,
be better. Mm.
I want us to be African intelligent. I want access, just like healthcare, to be accessible to everyone. I want education to be available to everyone. Going to being a beauty professional and having access to education shouldn't have to be something you have to consider, something that you have to budget. This is a new time. This is a new history during Black history. This
So,
is the elevation of hair show.
so give me the dates and how people can get more involved. I'm sending a direct mandate to everyone who is in the hair and beauty industry. We need to take it up, and this
This
is
is
an opportunity. So give us some
this is
information.
this is happening during Black History Month, and the dates of the event is February 15th and 16th.
2 days.
2 days.
Okay. How much is it?
The lowest tier is $39.
Wow,
After the first 100 people, it will go slightly up to $49.
that's still
And
nothing.
and then there is a VIP ticket which is $89, and that will allow you to have 6 months of replays to all of the conversations.
How many
If you go
instructors? How many instructors are going to be at this event?
25 to 30,
Ooh, we top people. They're your friends, so
they're
they
my
have to be.
friends, they're my colleagues,
Yes.
and I have vetted them because a lot of people do great hair,
Mm-hmm.
but not a lot of people are able to teach. And
Ah.
so these are some vetted professionals, and there are some not vetted professionals. There are some new people and Gen Zs and millennials who I just want to push them into the space as educators and speakers and
Hmm.
give people an opportunity and not to gatekeep around age and
Mm-hmm.
experience. This is a great opportunity just to be out there and to just share.
That is remarkable. That is remarkable. And I do believe that the younger generation can benefit tremendously from the information that is being provided by their more experienced um, industry people. I mean, there's no question if you have been doing this for some time and you're skilled, that you can pass that information on to our newer and younger people. It's not
And
just, huh?
I'm glad you mentioned younger people
Oh, I love young people.
because there's in the traditional space of hair show, some of the time there's an age restriction.
What?
So, a lot of children, there's an age restriction because of being around chemicals.
Oh,
And
okay.
so, there's no age restriction here. This is a family event. This is not only for hair professionals, this is for the community. So, you can tune in if you get haircuts and listen to some of the barbers. You can listen to some of the braiders. You can be more informed in your knowledge of hair care before you get to the consultation.
That is powerful.
And when you speak about the youth, I'm so excited that there is a strong possibility that my youngest speaker is 8 years old.
8 years old. My
Yes,
words. I don't even know what to say. 8 years old.
we have to get the youth and create bridges between the Gen Zs and the veterans.
That
between the
is
content
so,
creators.
oh, I mean, do you know how revolutionary that is? An 8 year old who is considered a child, but I'm beginning to know more and more these young people are not children. They've been here before. Um, that is absolutely visionary. That's cutting edge. Does this child do hair?
No, she's an author,
She's an
and
author.
she is an author, and she speaks about natural hair from a child's perspective.
Not to be totally backwoods, although I am. Um, what can a child share? What can a child tell us about us? I'm a little nervous about that, frankly.
She can share inspiration.
Ah,
She,
inspiration.
yes,
She's
she
not
can share
jaded yet.
inspiration. She can share conversations around self-esteem and how she deals with peer pressure.
Peer pressure.
A
A
lot of
child.
children get bullied around their hair choices.
What? I never even considered that. She does not have the freedom to choose her appearance
Sometimes,
sometimes. And
yeah,
that's based upon cultural issues.
it can be the parents' choices of how they want their children to wear their hair. Um, yeah,
Wow, that sounds like wounded parents.
no,
I mean, people go through childhood is dangerous. You
Pe-
know,
people,
adults do not respect children, and children. I mean, anyway,
well, we have parents because they are the ones who make the best choices for their children. And
presumptuously.
and you gain consciousness when you get it.
Wow, that is that's something I'm gonna have to go home and think about. That's a lot. And I really do look forward to hearing that little girl articulate her feelings about this.
Me too.
I'm with you. I think that is so wonderful. Are there any other unique aspects of this event coming up?
There are competitions. And so I was heavily into the competitive field, and that kind of got my name out there. But I also realized that a piece of plastic did not shape who I was as a winner. I
Mm,
was I was a winner before I got there.
yes.
And so these competitions, a lock competition, a braid natural hair competition, and a barber competition are a little different. The lock competition, we want you to style the hair with no extensions.
Okay.
We we want a visual of creating artistry
Hmm.
with the canvas that you come with. There's a lot of times that when we wear our locks, we do a lot of additives and we don't acknowledge that our hair is enough.
I agree. I don't have
There is
anything in
a
mind.
there is a braid competition
Mm-hmm.
And you can use additives and extensions, but
Okay.
we're looking for culture and not fantasy.
Okay.
There's a lot of competitions around braiding and natural hair, and the request is usually fantasy.
Mm.
The thing the thing about fantasy is that culture and fantasy can intertwine.
Huh. Tell me more.
But we're looking for your African best. We're
Wow.
looking for how would you show up to be on the cover of Essence magazine?
Mm.
Culture, meaning we want to see style that excites your ancestors.
Remarkable.
And the barbering, we want to see precision. We want to see skill. We want to see creativity. We want to see color. But I would really like the request that most of the barbers include women.
Mm.
There is a space where women go to the cosmetologist, they go to the barber, they go to the loctician, but there's not a comfort and a safety with going to the barber and seeing barbering as beauty.
Wow. You're correct. You're
There's going to
correct.
be a panel discussion led by Dr. Cheryl Murrow, the legacy and the daughter of Willie Murrow.
Mm. Mm.
And she will have a conversation about textured hair 2026 with some amazing panelists to engage those communications.
Mm-hmm.
And there will also be the African Intelligence Awards, which will not, which will honor people for what they do in the community and how it pushes the culture forward.
You know, this is a remarkable, in my estimation, and I've done hundreds and hundreds over the years of interviews, but the thing I can tell you about you that I found so remarkable is you are grounded, no fakery. You are grounded in authenticity, and you have no apologies in your demeanor, in your conversation about your quest for excellence, your quest for authenticity, and your quest for others to come in as family. I'm telling you that because that sets you apart and moves you into the genre of visionary. Visionary. You see it, and then it is. What are your thoughts?
I am just a vessel.
That's fine.
I, I am just an extension of the hundreds and thousands of black men who came before me. I want
Mm.
to mirror them. I want to honor them. When it comes to hair, I am an extension of the Dudley legacy.
Oh my
I am
goodness,
an,
what a legacy.
I,
What a
I am an
legacy.
extension of Bronner Brothers. I am an extension of Dr. Willie Murrow. I am an extension of Orrin Saunders, Ademola Mandela,
Mm.
all of the great men in hair, all of the great men in life. I
Mm.
want to be an extension of Marcus Garvey and Malcolm and Martin Luther King and Marcus Garvey and Minister Farrakhan and Dr. Umar. I want to be a legacy of great men in leadership and who have been a service to us culturally. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be So, right now, it would be so relevant for the story of our people not to dismiss other cultures, but this would be such an amazing, amazing, true to life, boots on the ground, no nonsense, loving, caring, compassion exposed and expressed to African Americans and people all over
Yes.
the globe. I must tell
Yes.
you, and this may sound totally crazy, but when I was in Vietnam, those women were sporting locks. The Vietnamese women were doing art in their hair. And I was like, whoa, ooh, this is something. But can you please, in the remaining time we have, give us how people can contact or connect for this event? Can you give me a phone number or something as we close out this segment?
They can register at africanintelligence.com. They
Okay,
can register or thekingofloc.com.
okay, so there are two ways to register. They can
Yes,
register with the King of Loc
that is correct.
.com, LOC.com,
Yes,
or they can go to
yes,
africanintelligence.com and get
yes,
all the information that they want. Is that correct?
yes.
Well, you must know I'm going to be there.
Thank you.
I, I've got to be there because we are on the precipice of something truly amazing. And I think your willingness to take the lead on this whole movement, it is a movement as we move into the true cultural definition of skin beauty and hair beauty. So I want to thank you for your contributions, for what you're doing, for what you are going to do, because this begins an ongoing thing. This doesn't stop. You know that. It only expands and gets greater and greater as more people come to the table and want to do this. And they are. They
Yes.
are. So, do you have any closing comments? Because our time is up.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh,
Thank you
God.
for the invitation. Um, I always say there's nothing more important in the world than to tell someone thank you.
You're correct.
African African Intelligence, February 15th and 16th, the elevation of hair show. This is our history. This is Black history. And now we are making new history.
Yes.
I don't want to be commercially successful. I want to be culturally successful.
Well, to my viewers and my many, many faithful followers over the many years I've been on television, I want to thank you all for listening and listening intentionally, which is 2026 is a year that we're going to just see stuff we've never seen. But truly, as we look at the age of Aquarius, which is what those in the industry that are astronomers say, you colored hair and everything, everything. But in the midst of all of this is profound and permanent evolution and change. So I encourage all of you to pass this show on. It will be available on all of the different stations that we broadcast in throughout the United States and Africa. It'll also be available on YouTube under The Power of Money with Michelle Graves with Thando Kafele. Read it, Do what is necessary for you and your family. And just know that my heart remains committed to seeing the empowerment of the human race. I see evolution on a different way. I don't see us moving backwards. I see us moving forward. And that includes the cultural awakening that is taking place in the African American world. I thank you for listening in. I thank you for being a part of this show. May God's peace and love abound in your life with authenticity, compassion, and love. I'm Michelle Graves, known as the Money Lady, for 40 years. Thank you so much for being a part of my world, and you take care. Okay, let me change my clothes, and I'm going to do this next one. It's just me. Okay, thank you. This was Thando. I love you.
Yes.
I love you. This was a